Want to speak real Norwegian from your first lesson? Sign up for your free lifetime account at norwegianclass101.com.
Top 25 phrases in Norwegian. Let's get started. Hallo. Hello. Hallo. Actually, in Norwegian, the word for hello is so similar that even I mess it up. Hallo. Hello. God morgen. Good morning. God morgen. Good morning. Well, this is basically almost the same. God ettermiddag. Good afternoon. God ettermiddag. Good afternoon. God natt. Good night. God natt. Good night. Time for bed. Hva heter du? What's your name? Hva heter du? What's your name? Actually, this means something like, what are you called? Jeg heter Annette. I'm Annette. Jeg heter Annette. My name is Annette. Or literally, I'm called Annette. Hyggelig å møte deg. Nice to meet you. Hyggelig å møte deg. Nice to meet you. A very useful phrase when you meet somebody for the first time. Hvordan går det med deg? How are you? Hvordan går det med deg? How are you? Maybe if you haven't seen somebody for a long time, you can use this phrase. Jeg har det bra, takk. Hva med deg? I'm fine, thanks. And you? Jeg har det bra, takk. Hva med deg? I'm fine, thanks. And you? You could make this phrase even shorter and say bra, takk. Med deg? Vær så snill. Please. Vær så snill. Please. Yeah, this is a very useful phrase you can use in almost any situations if there's anything you want. Takk. Thank you. Takk. Thank you. We also have the phrase tusen takk, which literally means 1,000 thanks, if you want to be more polite. Vær så god. You're welcome. Vær så god. You're welcome. It's my pleasure. Ja. Yes. Ja. Yes. Nei. No. Nei. No. Greit. Okay. Greit. Okay. Actually, you can just say okay as well, as it's very commonly used in Norwegian too. Unnskyld meg. Excuse me. Unnskyld meg. Excuse me. Unnskyld is a very useful phrase. When you want to say sorry, you can also say unnskyld. Jeg beklager. I'm sorry. Jeg beklager. I'm sorry. Or you can say unnskyld. Hva klokka? What time is it? Hva klokka? What time is it? Actually, hva klokka literally means what is the clock? Kan jeg få regningen, er du snill? Could I get the check, please? Kan jeg få regningen, er du snill? Could I get the check, please? Unfortunately, those bills aren't gonna pay themselves, you know. Vent et øyeblikk. Wait a moment. Vent et øyeblikk. Wait a moment. Øyeblikk actually means I blink, so wait just a blink of an eye. Hvor mye koster denne? How much is this? Hvor mye koster denne? How much is this? Well, yeah, as we all know, Norway is a really expensive country, so you're gonna need a lot of money traveling there. Hjelp. Help. Hjelp. Help. Easy to remember, almost the same. Se deg senere. See you later. Se deg senere. See you later. You can also say vi ses senere. We'll see each other later. Farvel. Goodbye. Farvel. Goodbye. Actually, this is kind of a heavy phrase. It's like farewell in English. And it's usually used if you're saying goodbye to somebody you're not going to see in a very long time. So usually we would just say ha det bra. Ha det bra literally means have it well, so it just means stay well. Jeg vet ikke. I don't know. Jeg vet ikke. I don't know. Sometimes you don't know. Nothing to do with that. 10 questions you should know in Norwegian. So let's get started. Hva heter du? What's your name? Hva heter du? What's your name? Jeg heter Annette. My name is Annette. Hvordan går det med deg? How are you? Hvordan går det med deg? How are you? Jeg har det bra. I'm good. Hvor er du fra? Where are you from? Hvor er du fra? Where are you from? Jeg er fra Oslo. I'm from Oslo. Når er bursdagen din? When is your birthday? Når er bursdagen din? When is your birthday? Bursdagen min er 20. januar. My birthday is the 20th of January. Actually, my birthday is in December, so Desember. Hvor bor du? Where do you live? Hvor bor du? Where do you live? Jeg bor I Bergen. I live in Bergen. Bergen is a nice city. If you live there, you're lucky. Hvor jobber du? Where do you work? Hvor jobber du? Where do you work? Jeg jobber I kommunen. I work at the municipality. Hva telefonnummeret ditt? What's your phone number? Hva telefonnummeret ditt? What's your phone number? Mitt telefonnummer 90 45 40 50. My telephone number is 90 45 40 50. Now, of course, I'm just kidding. I'm not gonna give out my number. Hvor lærte du norsk? Where did you learn Norwegian? Hvor lærte du norsk? Where did you learn Norwegian? Jeg lærte norsk gjennom en nettside. I learned Norwegian through a website. NorwegianClass101.com. Liker du norsk mat? Do you like Norwegian food? Liker du norsk mat? Do you like Norwegian food? Ja, jeg elsker norsk mat. Yes, I love Norwegian food, especially salmon. Salmon is delicious. Har du vært I Norge? Have you been to Norway? Har du vært I Norge? Have you been to Norway? Ja, jeg har vært I Norge 3 ganger. I have been to Norway 3 times. Top 10 compliments you always want to hear. That's awesome. Let's get started. Du kjekk. You're handsome. Du kjekk. You're handsome. As you might have guessed, this is not a compliment you'd like to give to a girl. This is exclusively for guys. Du smart. You're smart. Du smart. You're smart. I know. Thank you. Du en fantastisk venn. You are an awesome friend. Du en fantastisk venn. You are an awesome friend. And to your best friend, you can say, du min beste venn. You are my best friend. CV-en din imponerende. Your resume is impressive. CV-en din imponerende. Your resume is impressive. Yeah, this is definitely a compliment I would like to hear all the time. Den jakken ser fin ut på deg. That jacket looks nice on you. Den jakken ser fin ut på deg. That jacket looks nice on you. Did you buy it in Norway? Du har god smak. You have good taste. Du har god smak. You have good taste. Just like in English, smak can also be used about actual taste of, for instance, food. So when you want to say that something tastes good, you can say det smaker godt. It tastes good. Smilet ditt vakkert. Your smile is beautiful. Smilet ditt vakkert. Your smile is beautiful. Such a happy word to know. Du ser praktfull ut. You look gorgeous. Du ser praktfull ut. You look gorgeous. This is quite a dramatic statement. You could, for instance, just say, du ser flott ut. You're looking great. Den kjolen kler deg veldig godt. That dress really suits you. Den kjolen kler deg godt. That dress really suits you. Just a fun fact, the word dress means suit in Norway, so don't mix up dress and kjole. Du verdens beste kjæreste. You are the best boyfriend, girlfriend in the whole world. Du verdens beste kjæreste. You are the best boyfriend or girlfriend in the whole world. The word kjæreste is a very typical Norwegian word, and it actually means dearest. So this is gender neutral. You can use it for both a boyfriend or a girlfriend. That's pretty practical, isn't it?
Want to speak real Norwegian from your first lesson? Sign up for your free lifetime account at NorwegianClass101.com.
Want to finally start speaking in your target language? In this guide, you'll discover the top 7 ways to practice speaking on your own with our lessons. Let's begin. Number 1, shadowing. Shadowing is a proven learning technique where all you do is repeat what you hear in order to practice speaking. So access any audio or video lesson on the site and press the play button to start. Then, as you listen or watch, just repeat the conversations. Or, even easier, read along out loud with the dialogue section. The script is right there in front of you. With our lessons, you can master entire conversations, just like that. Number 2, read out loud. I just mentioned it, but reading out loud is another powerful tactic and deserves its own mention. With every lesson, you get written transcripts and translations. So, as you play the lesson, read the dialogue out loud as you hear it. Why? By reading out loud, you're also practicing your speaking skills. You can do this with the lesson notes, the lesson transcript, or the dialogue tool. With the dialogue tool, you can listen to each line again and again, and repeat out loud until you master them all. Number 3, speed up your reading to speed up your speaking. Being able to speak without thinking is a sign of language mastery. If you're talking to a native and can respond quickly, they'll assume that you're fairly fluent. How can you do this? When you read out loud, try increasing your speed a little bit every time. So, start by reading with the dialogue tool. If you're like most learners, you'll read the first line slowly. That's because you're still getting used to the words, which is okay. Reread it. On your second try, you know most of the words, and you'll read a little faster. Reread it again. On your third try, you'll be even faster, at a native speaker's speed. And being able to read these phrases out loud and fast will help you speak fast. Number 4, record and compare yourself with native speakers. In order to sound like a native speaker, you must imitate native speakers. So here's how. Access the voice recorder, which is in the Dialogue Study tool in every lesson. Click on the microphone icon. Listen to the native speaker's audio, and then record yourself. You can then compare the 2 recordings side by side, and practice and try again and again until you perfect your pronunciation. Number 5, get feedback from our Premium Plus teacher. If you're learning by yourself and don't have access to real teachers, then you can always get feedback from our Premium Plus teachers. With the My Teacher tool, you can record yourself speaking and send the audio file to the teacher. They'll review it and tell you what to improve and how. That's it. Number 6, level up your speaking with Premium Plus assignments. With Premium Plus, you can also get assignments that cover reading, writing, listening, and even speaking from your teacher. These assignments can be tailored to your goals and needs. You get a new one every week, or anytime you're ready for a new one. Number 7, get even more lessons in the lesson library. If you want even more lessons on speaking and conversations, visit our lesson library and under Category, choose Conversation. You'll get all of the pathways and lessons that are focused on speaking.
Hi everybody, this is Annette from NorwegianClass101.com. Today we're gonna look at must-know expressions for agreeing and disagreeing in Norwegian. So let's get started. Jeg kunne ikke vært mer enig med deg. I couldn't agree with you more. Jeg kunne ikke vært mer enig med deg. Jeg kunne ikke vært mer enig med deg. I couldn't agree with you more. Vel, jeg ikke sikker. Well, I'm not sure. Vel, jeg ikke sikker. Vel, jeg ikke sikker. Well, I'm not sure. Selvfølgelig. Of course. Selvfølgelig. Of course. This literally means self-followingly. So yeah, of course. Selvfølgelig. Jeg antar det. I guess so. Jeg antar det. I guess so. Jeg antar han snakker sant. I guess he's telling the truth. Jeg skulle akkurat til å si det. I was just going to say that. Jeg skulle akkurat til å si det. I was just going to say that. Jeg skulle akkurat til å si det. Isn't it annoying when you have something clever you want to say and then somebody snatches that idea right in front of you? Ja, du har rett. Yes, you're right. Ja, du har rett. Yes, you're right. Ja, du har rett. Ja, du har rett. It is not easy to admit it when you're the one at fault, but sometimes you gotta say, you're right. Du tar feil. You're wrong. Du tar feil. You're wrong. Du tar feil. This literally means you take wrong. This might be a bit direct if you're talking to your colleagues or your boss, but it's quite commonly used among friends or family, and sometimes it kind of gives you a good feeling when you can point out that somebody else is wrong, right? It's like, du tar feil. You're wrong. Jeg tar aldri feil. I'm never wrong. Jeg tror ikke det. I don't think so. Jeg tror ikke det. I don't think so. Jeg tror ikke det. Kanskje. Maybe. Kanskje. Maybe. Kanskje literally means can happen. So if it can happen, then maybe. If you're a very non-confrontational person, you might want to use this phrase often. Maybe. Kanskje. Det sant. That's true. Det sant. That's true. Det sant. Det sant. Det sant at du må studere mye hvis du vil bli flytende i norsk. It is true that you have to study a lot if you want to become fluent in Norwegian. Okay, everybody, that's all for now. You've been watching must-know expressions for agreeing and disagreeing in Norwegian. Please don't forget to like and subscribe and go to norwegianclass101.com for more. See you again next week. Vi ses neste uke. Ha det bra.
You are at a train station where you're attempting to buy an express ticket from a ticket machine. Which option should you choose to buy an express ticket? Which option should you choose to buy an express ticket? The option on the bottom left is for an express train.
Hurtigtog.
You are at a train station where you've just bought an express ticket. Which train car, row, and seat number are you in? Which train car, row, and seat number are you in? The ticket says that you're in train car number 1 in the 8th row in seat C.
Vogn 1, rad 8, sete C.
You are at a train station where you're reading the train schedule for an express ticket that you've just bought. On which days are there no express trains running? On which days are there no express trains running? There are no express trains running on public holidays and the third Sunday of every month.
Helligdager, tredje søndag hver måned.
You are on a platform at a train station where you're waiting for your train. Suddenly, a message appears on the display. What does the message on the display mean? What does the message on the display mean? The display reads, "Passing train."
Passerende tog.
You are at a train station where you're looking for the best exit to catch a taxi. Which exit should you take to get to the taxi rank? Which exit should you take to get to the taxi rank? You should take the east exit in order to get to the taxi rank.
Utgang mot øst.
Ei kvinne spør en ekspeditør noe på en bokhandel. Hvilken bok har kvinnen lyst til å se? Unnskyld, jeg vil gjerne se på ei bok på denne hylla.
Hvilken bok vil du ha?
Den om biler.
Et øyeblikk. Denne?
Ja, det er den.
Vær så god.
Hvilken bok har kvinnen lyst til å se? Ei kvinne spør en ekspeditør noe på en bokhandel. Hvilken bok har kvinnen lyst til å se? Unnskyld, jeg vil gjerne se på ei bok på denne hylla.
Hvilken bok vil du ha?
Den om biler.
Et øyeblikk. Denne?
Ja, det er den.
Vær så god.
En mann og ei kvinne ser på en meny på en restaurant. Hva skal mannen bestille?
Hva skal du bestille?
Pizzaen ser deilig ut. Jeg tror jeg tar den.
Jeg hadde pizza i går, så…
Ok da. Hva med hamburgeren?
Høres bra ut. Jeg tar den.
Hva skal man bestille? En mann og en kvinne ser på en meny på en restaurant. Hva skal man bestille?
Hva skal du bestille?
Pizzaen ser deilig ut. Jeg tror jeg tar den.
Jeg hadde pizza i går, så
Ok da. Hva med hamburgeren?
høres bra ut. Jeg tar den.
En mann ringer legekontoret. Når må han være på legekontoret? Hei, hvordan kan jeg hjelpe deg?
Når stenger dere i dag?
Vi stenger 6, men vennligst kom før 5:30.
Ok, takk skal du ha.
Når må han være på legekontoret? En mann ringer legekontoret. Når må han være på legekontoret? Hei, hvordan kan jeg hjelpe deg?
Når stenger dere i dag?
Vi stenger 6, men vennligst kom før 5:30.
Ok, takk skal du ha.
En gutt leser fra dagboka si. Hva var den første tingen gutten gjorde i dag?
Været var bra i dag. Jeg svømte i svømmehallen om ettermiddagen, og jeg gikk på kino om kvelden. Jeg studerte hele morgenen også. I dag var ikke så verst.
Hva var den første tingen gutten gjorde i dag? En gutt leser fra dagboka si. Hva var den første tingen gutten gjorde i dag?
Været var bra i dag. Jeg svømte i svømmehallen om ettermiddagen, og jeg gikk på kino om kvelden. Jeg studerte hele morgenen også. I dag var ikke så verst.
Ei kvinne og en mann ser på et bilde. Hvilket bilde ser de på? Dette er et bilde av fotballaget sønnen din er på, ikke sant? Hvem er sønnen din?
Han her.
Å, han er den høyeste.
Jepp, han er til og med høyere enn meg.
Hvilket bilde ser de på? Ei kvinne og en mann ser på et bilde. Hvilket bilde ser de på? Dette er et bilde av fotballaget sønnen din er på, ikke sant? Hvem er sønnen din?
Han her.
Å, han er den høyeste.
Jepp, han er til og med høyere enn meg.
Jeg heter Nora. Hyggelig å møte dere. Hi, I'm Nora. Nice to meet you. In this series, we're going to learn basic Norwegian expressions. It's super easy and it only takes 3 minutes. In this lesson, you're going to learn how to introduce yourself in Norwegian. You only need to know 2 sentences. Let's see how Norwegian people introduce themselves. Hei, jeg heter Nora. Hyggelig å møte deg. Hi, I'm Nora. Nice to meet you. Hei, jeg heter Nora. Hyggelig å møte deg. Start by saying, Hei, jeg heter. Then say your name. Hei, jeg heter Nora. Finally, say, hyggelig å møte deg. Hei, jeg heter Nora. Hyggelig å møte deg. And now, let's see the same sentence in a different format. Hallo, jeg heter Nora. Hyggelig. Hello, my name is Nora. Nice to meet you. Hallo, jeg heter Nora. Hyggelig. So, what has changed from the previous introduction? Let's take a close look at these together. Hei has been substituted with an alternative greeting, hallo, Norwegian for hello. In a formal setting, you would say your full name, but it is better to just use your first name when being introduced to new friends. Hyggelig å møte deg has been shortened to just hyggelig. When meeting someone in a formal context, for instance at work, hyggelig å møte deg would be the most appropriate greeting. When being introduced to new friends, hyggelig will do. One more time. One way to introduce yourself in Norwegian is Hei, jeg heter Nora. Hyggelig å møte deg. An alternative way to introduce yourself is Hallo, jeg heter Nora. Hyggelig. Now it's time for Nora's insights. When you introduce yourself, it's a good habit to shake hands in Norway. While hyggelig å møte deg is slightly more formal than just hyggelig, you don't need to worry too much about which one you use. If you use one of these sentences with Norwegian people, they're definitely going to be impressed. In the last lesson, we learned how to introduce ourselves in Norwegian. In this lesson, we're going to learn how to use good manners as we thank people. Er dere klare? Are you ready? La oss begynne. So let's start. There are several ways to thank someone. Let's start with the easiest. It is just one word. Takk. Takk. Takk means thank you. When saying thank you very much, you just need to add tusen at the beginning. Tusen takk. Tusen takk. Tusen means 1,000. So, tusen takk is like saying 1,000 thanks. During the last lesson, we didn't really mention anything about formality in speech in Norwegian. However, there are some subtle differences in how you will be perceived by others. Takk is a casual way to thank someone. Tusen takk expresses more gratitude and is thus more formal. A longer and more formal phrase, which expresses a lot of gratitude, would be Tusen takk, så hyggelig av deg. Here we have just added så hyggelig av deg, which means how nice of you. Tusen takk, så hyggelig av deg. But how do you answer these expressions of gratitude? It's easy. There are basically two different ways to do it. The first is vel bekomme. Vel bekomme. Vel bekomme literally means you are welcome. The other way to say you are welcome is the expression bare hyggelig. Bare hyggelig. Literally, this phrase means it's my pleasure or with pleasure, but it is the most common and polite way to respond to someone thanking you. So when someone is saying takk to you, you can simply reply with vel bekomme or bare hyggelig. Now it's time for Nora's insights. If you're not sure about whether to use takk or tusen takk, keeping it simple is always your safest bet. You don't have to worry about formal or informal situations. Takk can be used with just about anyone, anywhere, and at any time. In the last lesson, we learned how to be grateful to people by saying takk. In this lesson, we learned some of the most common greetings used in Norway. Er dere klare? Are you ready? La oss begynne. So let's start. The most used informal greeting is hei. Hei. Hei means hi. We use it when we meet people. We can use this greeting with anyone. But it isn't the only way to greet someone. We also have hallo. Hallo, which means hello. And more time-specific greetings like god dag. God dag. Literally, god dag means good day. As a rule of thumb, we can use god dag only during the daytime, from morning until evening. During the evening, we say God kveld. God kveld. Kveld is Norwegian for evening, so god kveld means good evening. Finally, in the mornings we say god morgen, god morgen, which means good morning. God dag, god kveld, and god morgen are used when we meet someone, but when we leave, we don't say them again. When parting ways for a long time, we usually say ha det bra. Ha det bra. Ha det bra means be well, but translates best as goodbye. Finally, in Norwegian, we have an expression meaning see you soon. Ses. Ses. Now you can greet people in many different ways in Norwegian. Let's review them all again. When meeting friends or someone we don't know, hei or hallo. When leaving, we say ha det bra. When leaving but want to imply see you soon, we say ses. It's easy, isn't it? Now it's time for Nora's insights. In formal situations, Norwegian people commonly greet each other by shaking hands. However, if we meet someone we are very friendly with, it's common to give hugs. Don't be afraid to try it out with your Norwegian friends. In the last lesson, we learned the most common forms of greetings in Norwegian. Do you remember them? In this lesson, we're going to learn a very useful phrase. Do you speak English? If you find yourself in a situation where you need assistance in English, this phrase can be a lifesaver. And because you're asking it in Norwegian, you can be sure that everyone will understand what you're saying, even if their answer is no. Here's the most common way to say it. Snakker du engelsk? Snakker du engelsk? Norwegian is a pretty straightforward language. We conjugate verbs based on time, which means we have past, present, and infinitive. The question, snakker du engelsk, translates as are you speaking English? The verb snakker, to speak, is in the present tense. The second word in the sentence, du, simply means you. And you probably recognize engelsk to be English. Snakker du engelsk? To learn how to properly conjugate verbs like snakker, please check out our Absolute Beginner series on NorwegianClass101.com. You can find very detailed grammar lessons and resources there. Like English, there are many ways to ask this question. Let's look at another one, also pretty similar to English. Kan du snakke engelsk? It's literally the equivalent of can you speak English? Kan du snakke engelsk? Adding unnskyld, excuse me, to the sentence would make it unnskyld, kan du snakke engelsk? Unnskyld, kan du snakke engelsk? The responses you will receive could be one of these three. Ja, yes. Ja. Litt, a little. Litt. Nei, jeg kan ikke snakke engelsk. No, I can't speak English. Nei, jeg kan ikke snakke engelsk. Since this last one is a negative statement, we need to say ikke before the verb snakke. Notice also that the verb snakke is slightly different than snakker. Remember, the verb changes depending on the time it is in. We are now talking about the infinitive, since it is coupled with kan, which means can. Now it's time for Nora's insights. For those of you who don't just speak English, you can obviously use this question with any language you need. Norwegian people study other European languages at school, so maybe you will get lucky. Just substitute engelsk with italiensk for Italian, fransk for French, spansk for Spanish. Tysk for German. In the last lesson, we learned the phrase Unnskyld, kan du snakke engelsk? Excuse me, do you speak English? We mentioned the word Unnskyld, which means excuse me in Norwegian. In this lesson, we're going to learn how to use Unnskyld and other words when apologizing in Norwegian. We should use Unnskyld in formal situations, such as when we are ordering something in bars or restaurants. For example, Unnskyld, en kaffe takk. Excuse me, a coffee please. We can also use it when asking a question. Unnskyld, hvor er Frognerparken? Excuse me, where is the Vigeland Park? Sometimes we also hear people say beklager, which means the same thing when you want to apologize for a mistake. Beklager. Another common way to say excuse me is unnskyld. Unnskyld. Just like beklager, we can use unnskyld when apologizing for a mistake. You can also hear some Norwegians say sorry, which is a long word from English. It's often used as a quick apology amongst friends. All of these phrases can be used for either excuse me or I'm sorry. But if you really want to apologize for something, it might be better to use a longer phrase. That phrase is Unnskyld, jeg er virkelig lei for det. It means excuse me, I am really sorry, and can be used in both formal and informal situations. Unnskyld, jeg er virkelig lei for det. First, we have the familiar unnskyld. Next, we insert the pronoun for I, jeg. Then er, which means am. This is followed by virkelig, which means really. Finally, we have the phrase lei for det, meaning sorry about it. Unnskyld, jeg er virkelig lei for det. Now it's time for Nora's insights. In Norway, if you accidentally bump into someone, you might not get any response. But to be polite, we either say unnskyld or beklager. It is also common to use the exclamation «Å» before apologizing. «Å, beklager».
When learning a new language, we sometimes have a hard time with things like procrastination, discouragement, or failure. But don't panic. With a good strategy, you'll be able to overcome these difficulties. Are you ready to discover the 4 habits of successful learners? Number 1, optimize your time. When learning a language, it's important to dedicate time to your studies regularly, even if sometimes it's difficult. You're busy with school, work, family, or friends. But you can spread out your learning throughout the day. Study whenever you have small gaps of time in your busy schedule. This can be when you're on the metro, on your lunch break, or while you're exercising. Our podcast learning format fits perfectly into your tight schedule. Number 2, consistency with your chosen method. There are a lot of options when it comes to courses and learning materials. Switching from one method to another can confuse you and disrupt your progress. Focusing on one learning method will make a difference. Our method has been created and optimized by real teachers, so you can stick to it with confidence. Number 3, use your language background. Many languages share some commonalities. You can find words that look or sound similar, or even share the same grammar structure. A little bit of language background will give you an edge while learning. Number 4, study continuously. People are excited when they start learning a new language. The enthusiasm usually lasts until the first roadblock. This can lead to discouragement and procrastination. But don't burn yourself out. Learning a language is a marathon, not a sprint. Don't try to learn it all at once. Break things down into more digestible chunks. Learning step by step might feel slow, but it's an efficient way to learn a language. With patience, motivation, and good resources, you'll master the language. Remember, you can't learn a language overnight, but with motivation and these daily lessons, you'll be on the road to fluency. Give it a try now. Sign up for your account. Just click the link in the description.
Top 10 phrases you'll need for a date. So let's get started. Har du lyst til å gå ut og spise middag med meg? Har du lyst til å gå ut og spise middag med meg? Would you like to go out to dinner with me? Har du lyst å gå ut og spise middag med meg? Would you like to go out to dinner with me? In Norway, it's quite common to eat dinner at home. So you might instead get invited to go home to somebody for dinner. So don't get surprised if somebody asks you home for dinner. Er du ledig I helgen? Er du ledig I helgen? Are you free this weekend? Er du ledig I helgen? Are you free this weekend? Norwegians usually have quite a lot of spare time, so they like to ask, not that specifically, it's not like, are you free on Saturday? It's like, are you free this weekend? Then it gives the person more time to think about like when they would be available to hang out. So this can be used with both friends or for dates as well. Har du lyst til å henge med meg? Har du lyst til å henge med meg? Would you like to hang out with me? Har du lyst til å henge med meg? Would you like to hang out with me? This again you can use with friends or somebody you're more interested in. In Norway, we don't have a very clear point in time where people stop being friends and begin being in a relationship. So these kind of vague phrases is very common. Du så søt. Du så søt. You're so cute. Du så søt. You are so cute. This is maybe a phrase that guys would say to girls rather than the other way around. But on the other hand, it's not that common to call girls cute in Norway. Maybe you would go for something else like cool, kul, or pen, pretty. Du pen. You are pretty. Du kul. You are cool. Du ser bra ut. Du ser bra ut. You look great. Du ser bra ut. You look great. Yeah, this is a very useful phrase. You can use it both with friends or your special one. And this can be used both to your female friends and your male friends. Det var en flott kveld. Det var en flott kveld. That was a great evening. Det var en flott kveld. That was a great evening. This is also a phrase you can use very easily with friends or, yeah, anybody you had a good time with. Jeg ringer deg. Jeg ringer deg. I'll call you. Jeg ringer deg. I'll call you. Well, in some cases, if it hadn't been such a great evening, this might be an excuse to never talk again, so just be aware of that. If the night was successful, I think most people would probably ask when they would be able to meet again, like, oh, this has been a really nice evening, do you want to hang out again next week or something? But I'll call you. Maybe he won't. Jeg kan kjøre deg hjem. Jeg kan kjøre deg hjem. I'll drive you home. Jeg kan kjøre deg hjem. I'll drive you home. In Norway, taxis are quite expensive, so if you found somebody who is willing to drive you home, then you're lucky. if it's a good person, of course. Når skal vi møtes i morgen? Når skal vi møtes i morgen? What time shall we meet tomorrow? Når skal vi møtes i morgen? What time shall we meet tomorrow? As you might know, Norway has very short work hours. So even during the weekdays, it is easy to meet up after work. And since it's during the summer, it's usually light outside until very late. So you might want to go out in the nature, maybe do some barbecue or something. Anything is possible. Kan vi møtes igjen? Kan vi møtes igjen? Can I see you again? Kan vi møtes igjen? Can I see you again? Well, if somebody asks you this question, then you've probably made a good impression. Good job. 10 phrases to amaze a native speaker. Let's get started. Takk, men norsk faktisk ikke mitt morsmål. Thank you, but Norwegian is actually not my native tongue. Takk, men norsk faktisk ikke mitt morsmål. Thank you, but Norwegian is actually not my native tongue. In recent years, there's actually a lot of people who have different ethnical backgrounds, but who has been adopted. So even though people don't look Norwegian, they might actually be at a native level talking about the language. So never judge a book by its cover. Det tok meg bare 1 år for å bli flytende. It took me only 1 year to become fluent. Det tok meg bare 1 år å bli flytende. It took me only 1 year to become fluent. Especially if you know English or German or any other Western European language, then you're gonna find Norwegian quite easy to learn. Jeg vil snakke norsk som en nordmann innen 3 år. I want to speak Norwegian like a native in 3 years. Jeg vil snakke norsk som en nordmann innen 3 år. I want to speak Norwegian like a native in 3 years. You can do it. You can practice your Norwegian with us here at norwegianclass101.com. Jeg har lært norsk i 10 år. I've been learning Norwegian for 10 years. Jeg har lært norsk i 10 år. I've been learning Norwegian for 10 years. Well, yeah, if you study Norwegian for 10 years, I can guarantee you're gonna be very good. Jeg kan se norske filmer uten undertekster. I can watch Norwegian movies without subtitles. Jeg kan se norske filmer uten undertekster. I can watch Norwegian movies without subtitles. As you know, Norway is a very small country, so we don't produce that many movies, but there are some good ones out there, like Kon-Tiki, for instance, was nominated for Oscar a couple of years ago. And recent days, you have the Norwegian drama Skam, which is very popular, which I really recommend you guys to check out. Jeg kan huske rundt 50 nye norske ord om dagen. I can memorize around 50 new Norwegian words a day. Jeg kan huske rundt 50 nye norske ord om dagen. I can memorize around 50 new Norwegian words a day. Well, 50 words is quite impressive. If you can memorize 50 words a day, you're gonna be at native level in no time. Go for it! Bortsett fra å kunne norsk, kan jeg også snakke noen andre språk. Apart from knowing Norwegian, I can speak a few other languages as well. Bortsett fra å kunne norsk, kan jeg også snakke noen andre språk. Apart from knowing Norwegian, I can speak a few other languages as well. Did you know that Norwegian and Swedish and Danish are really, really similar? So just by learning Norwegian, you can actually learn 3 languages at once. That's pretty cool, right? Jeg forsto alt du sa. I completely understood everything you said. Jeg forsto alt du sa. I completely understood everything you said. Great! That means your Norwegian is improving, right? Keep it up. Jeg leser ofte norsk skjønnlitteratur. I often read Norwegian fiction. Jeg leser ofte norsk skjønnlitteratur. I often read Norwegian fiction. In the Scandinavian countries, we have a genre called krim, which is about kind of detective mystery novels that are really, really popular. You can check out, for instance, Varg Veum. He's a detective from my hometown. You can also check out Jon Nesbø, who's a very famous Norwegian writer, and his book, The Snowman, Snømannen, is gonna be made into a movie, actually. So, yeah, you should definitely check that one out. Jeg studerer norsk på universitetet. I study Norwegian at the university. Jeg studerer norsk på universitetet. I study Norwegian at the university. In Norway, we don't really judge people based on which university they study at. We judged based on which major people choose. So you can actually get into, for instance, Universitetet I Oslo, the university in Oslo, without having good grades if you choose an unpopular major.
Want to speed up your language learning? Get access to all of our best PDF cheat sheets for free. Just click the link in the description and sign up for your free lifetime account right now.
I'd like to make a withdrawal.
Jeg vil gjerne foreta et uttak. Jeg vil gjerne foreta et uttak.
I'd like to make a deposit.
Jeg vil gjerne gjøre et innskudd. Jeg vil gjerne gjøre et innskudd.
Sign here, please.
Signer her, takk. Signer her, takk.
Go back.
Gå tilbake. Gå tilbake.
Are there any annual charges with this account?
Det årlige kostnader I forbindelse med denne kontoen? Det årlige kostnader I forbindelse med denne kontoen?
I'd like to open an account.
Jeg vil gjerne åpne en konto. Jeg vil gjerne åpne en konto.
Can I have a receipt, please?
Kan jeg få en kvittering, takk? Kan jeg få en kvittering, takk?
Can I have a bag, please?
Kan jeg få en bag, takk? Kan jeg få en bag, takk?
I'll take one of this.
Jeg tar en av denne. Jeg tar en av denne.
What's this? Hva dette? Hva dette?
Do you have any identification?
Har du identifikasjon? Har du identifikasjon?
This weekend I'm going to the movies.
Denne helgen skal jeg på kino. Denne helgen skal jeg på kino.
What are you doing this weekend?
Hva gjør dere denne helgen? Hva gjør dere denne helgen?
I'll have time next week.
Jeg har tid neste uke. Jeg har tid neste uke.
I'm busy this week.
Jeg opptatt denne uken. Jeg opptatt denne uken.
It's only Tuesday.
Det bare tirsdag. Det bare tirsdag.
Today is Wednesday.
I dag det onsdag. I dag det onsdag.
Monday is the worst day of the week.
Mandag den verste dagen I uken. Mandag den verste dagen I uken.
It's already Sunday.
Det allerede søndag. Det allerede søndag.
The day after tomorrow is Friday.
Dagen etter I morgen fredag. Dagen etter I morgen fredag.
What day is it today?
Hvilken dag det I dag? Hvilken dag det I dag?
It ends in 30 minutes.
Det slutter om 30 minutter. Det slutter om 30 minutter.
The flight will arrive at 8:45 p.m.
Flyet vil lande klokken 20:45. Flyet vil lande klokken 20:45.
It looks like it will take about 30 more minutes to get there.
Det ser ut som det vil ta cirka 30 minutter å komme dit. Det ser ut som det vil ta cirka 30 minutter å komme dit.
We'll arrive 30 minutes early.
Vi kommer nok 30 minutter for tidlig. Vi kommer nok 30 minutter for tidlig.
He's leaving now.
Han går nå. Han går nå.
Let's leave in 20 minutes.
La oss gå om 20 minutter. La oss gå om 20 minutter.
Can we leave around 6?
Kan vi gå rundt 6? Kan vi gå rundt 6?
Be here before noon.
Vær her før middag. Vær her før middag.
It's almost dusk.
Det nesten skumring. Det nesten skumring.
It's midnight.
Det midnatt. Det midnatt.
It's noon.
Det middagstid. Det middagstid.
It's 3 o'clock.
Klokken 3. Klokken 3.
What is a good time for you?
Når passer for deg? Når passer for deg?
I have no money.
Jeg har ingen penger. Jeg har ingen penger.
Leave me alone.
La meg være I fred. La meg være I fred.
I want to go here.
Jeg vil dra hit. Jeg vil dra hit.
I'm looking for this place.
Jeg leter etter dette stedet. Jeg leter etter dette stedet.
What did they look like?
Hvordan så de ut? Hvordan så de ut?
She was wearing a red shirt and jeans.
Hun hadde på seg en rød skjorte og jeans. Hun hadde på seg en rød skjorte og jeans.
This area is dangerous.
Dette området farlig. Dette området farlig.
It's across the street from a library.
Det tvers over gaten fra et bibliotek. Det tvers over gaten fra et bibliotek.
Do you speak English?
Snakker du engelsk? Snakker du engelsk?
Can I make a call?
Kan jeg ringe? Kan jeg ringe?
How can we fix this?
Hvordan kan vi fikse dette? Hvordan kan vi fikse dette?
There's been a misunderstanding.
Det har vært en misforståelse. Det har vært en misforståelse.
It wasn't me.
Det var ikke meg. Det var ikke meg.
Where are you?
Hvor er du? Hvor er du?
There was a car accident.
Det var en bilulykke. Det var en bilulykke.
They took my phone.
De tok telefonen min. De tok telefonen min.
It was in my bag.
Den var i bagen min. Den var i bagen min.
She lost her key.
Hun mistet nøkkelen. Hun mistet nøkkelen.
Here is my contact number.
Her er mitt kontaktnummer. Her er mitt kontaktnummer.
Want to speak real Norwegian from your first lesson? Sign up for your free lifetime account at norwegianclass101.com. I'm sorry.
Jeg beklager. Jeg beklager.
Don't worry.
Ikke bekymre deg. Ikke bekymre deg.
It's okay.
Det er greit. Det er greit.
Please?
Vær så snill. Vær så snill.
Please forgive me.
Vennligst tilgi meg. Vennligst tilgi meg.
I really appreciate it.
Jeg setter veldig pris på det. Jeg setter veldig pris på det.
Thank you.
Takk. Takk.
You're welcome.
Vær så god. Vær så god.
Make yourself at home.
Gjør deg selv komfortabel. Gjør deg selv komfortabel.
Hello.
Hallo. Hallo.
Good morning.
God morgen. God morgen.
Goodbye.
Farvel. Farvel.
Long time no see.
Lenge siden sist. Lenge siden sist.
Good evening.
God kveld. God kveld.
Sorry to keep you waiting.
Beklager forsinkelsen. Beklager forsinkelsen.
Wait a moment.
Vennligst vent et øyeblikk. Vennligst vent et øyeblikk.
Hello?
Hallo? Hallo? Awesome.
Kjempebra. Kjempebra.
Delicious.
Deilig. Deilig.
I like it.
Jeg liker det. Jeg liker det.
I don't like it.
Jeg liker det ikke. Jeg liker det ikke.
How are you?
Hvordan går det med deg? Hvordan går det med deg?
Really?
Er det sant? Er det sant?
Help.
Hjelp. Hjelp.
Once again, please.
En gang til, vær så snill. En gang til, vær så snill.
It's difficult.
Det er vanskelig. Det er vanskelig.
I don't understand.
Jeg forstår ikke. Jeg forstår ikke.
Slower, please.
Saktere, vær så snill. Saktere, vær så snill.
I'm good.
Det går bra. Det går bra.
This is for you.
Dette er til deg. Dette er til deg.
How have you been?
Hvordan har du hatt det? Hvordan har du hatt det?
Nice to meet you.
Hyggelig å møte deg. Hyggelig å møte deg.
What is it?
Hva er det? Hva er det?
Where are you from?
Hvor er du fra? Hvor er du fra?
How old are you?
Hvor gammel er du? Hvor gammel er du?
What's your phone number?
Hva er telefonnummeret ditt? Hva er telefonnummeret ditt?
What time is it?
Hvor mye er klokka? Hvor mye er klokka?
Ready to start?
Klar til å begynne. Klar til å begynne.
Can you come back later?
Kan du komme tilbake senere? Kan du komme tilbake senere?
Sorry, we're completely booked.
Beklager, vi er helt booket. Beklager, vi er helt booket.
We'll give you a call.
Vi ringer deg. Vi ringer deg.
I'll leave it up to you.
Jeg lar det være opp til deg. Jeg lar det være opp til deg.
Is the water too cold?
Er vannet for kaldt? Er vannet for kaldt?
Is this your first time with us?
Er dette din første gang med oss? Er dette din første gang med oss?
It takes 3 to 5 business days.
Det tar 3 til 5 virkedager. Det tar 3 til 5 virkedager.
Could I have a statement, please?
Kan jeg få en uttalelse, takk? Kan jeg få en uttalelse, takk?
I'd like to exchange money.
Jeg vil gjerne veksle penger. Jeg vil gjerne veksle penger.
Want to speed up your language learning? Get access to all of our best PDF cheat sheets for free. Just click the link in the description and sign up for your free lifetime account right now.
I'm sorry.
Jeg beklager. Jeg beklager.
Don't worry.
Ikke bekymre deg. Ikke bekymre deg.
It's okay.
Det er greit. Det er greit.
Please?
Vær så snill. Vær så snill.
Please forgive me.
Vennligst tilgi meg. Vennligst tilgi meg.
I really appreciate it.
Jeg setter veldig pris på det. Jeg setter veldig pris på det.
Thank you.
Takk. Takk.
You're welcome.
Vær så god. Vær så god.
Make yourself at home.
Gjør deg selv komfortabel. Gjør deg selv komfortabel.
Hello.
Hallo. Hallo.
Good morning.
God morgen. God morgen.
Goodbye.
Farvel. Farvel.
Long time no see.
Lenge siden sist. Lenge siden sist.
Good evening.
God kveld. God kveld.
Sorry to keep you waiting.
Beklager forsinkelsen. Beklager forsinkelsen.
Wait a moment.
Vennligst vent et øyeblikk. Vennligst vent et øyeblikk.
Hello?
Hallo? Hallo?
Awesome.
Kjempebra. Kjempebra.
Delicious.
Deilig. Deilig.
I like it.
Jeg liker det. Jeg liker det.
I don't like it.
Jeg liker det ikke. Jeg liker det ikke.
How are you?
Hvordan går det med deg? Hvordan går det med deg?
Really?
Er det sant? Er det sant?
Help.
Hjelp. Hjelp.
Once again, please.
En gang til, vær så snill. En gang til, vær så snill.
It's difficult.
Det er vanskelig. Det er vanskelig.
I don't understand.
Jeg forstår ikke. Jeg forstår ikke.
Slower, please.
Saktere, vær så snill. Saktere, vær så snill.
I'm good.
Det går bra. Det går bra.
This is for you.
Dette er til deg. Dette er til deg.
How have you been?
Hvordan har du hatt det? Hvordan har du hatt det?
Nice to meet you.
Hyggelig å møte deg. Hyggelig å møte deg.
What is it?
Hva er det? Hva er det?
Where are you from?
Hvor er du fra? Hvor er du fra?
How old are you?
Hvor gammel er du? Hvor gammel er du?
What's your phone number?
Hva er telefonnummeret ditt? Hva er telefonnummeret ditt?
What time is it?
Hvor mye er klokka? Hvor mye er klokka?
Ready to start?
Klar til å begynne. Klar til å begynne.
Can you come back later?
Kan du komme tilbake senere? Kan du komme tilbake senere?
Sorry, we're completely booked.
Beklager, vi er helt booket. Beklager, vi er helt booket.
We'll give you a call.
Vi ringer deg. Vi ringer deg.
I'll leave it up to you.
Jeg lar det være opp til deg. Jeg lar det være opp til deg.
Is the water too cold?
Er vannet for kaldt? Er vannet for kaldt?
Is this your first time with us?
Er dette din første gang med oss? Er dette din første gang med oss?
It takes 3 to 5 business days.
Det tar 3 til 5 virkedager. Det tar 3 til 5 virkedager.
Could I have a statement, please?
Kan jeg få en uttalelse, takk? Kan jeg få en uttalelse, takk?
I'd like to exchange money.
Jeg vil gjerne veksle penger. Jeg vil gjerne veksle penger.
Great work. Here's a reward. Speed up your language learning with our PDF lessons. Get all of our best PDF cheat sheets and ebooks for free. Just click the link in the description. Want to speed up your language learning? Take your very first lesson with us. You'll start speaking in minutes and master real conversations. Sign up for your free lifetime account. Just click the link in the description.